My name is Emily Carter, and I never imagined I would be writing this. But after what I've experienced, I can no longer remain silent. On October 5th, 2023, my life changed forever. I was coming home after a long day of work as a nurse when a terrible accident launched me into the afterlife. For 6 minutes and 42 seconds, I was dead. During that time, I saw something so profound, so shocking, that I still find it hard to believe. The truth that was revealed to me defies everything we were taught. What I saw had been hidden for generations. It was a powerful knowledge, but one that had been buried by those who feared the awakening. Jesus showed me something impactful about a people, a secret that the world does not want us to know. And now, I need to share it. It was supposed to be a normal day. I woke up early, had my coffee, said goodbye to my husband, and went to the hospital where I worked the night shift. My day was intense, but nothing out of the ordinary. I attended to patients, wrote reports, followed up on tests. At the end of my shift, I was exhausted. All I wanted was to go home, take a hot shower, and rest. I got into the car, turned on the radio, and began my journey back home. The city was quiet, the streets wet from the light rain that was falling. The sky was dark, with no stars visible. Everything seemed normal, until it wasn't. I was driving along a quiet avenue when I saw the headlights of a car coming toward me. It was out of control. I tried to brake, but it was too late. The impact was devastating. My car was thrown off the road, the glass shattered, the metal twisted. But surprisingly, I felt no pain. There was no fear, no panic. There was only silence. That's when I realized I was outside my body. I saw my body in the driver's seat, lifeless. The paramedics arrived, their flashlights cutting through the darkness, trying to save me. I wanted to tell them I was okay, but my voice did not come out. Then, suddenly, an intense light filled everything around me. It was not just any light. It was warm, alive, welcoming. I felt myself being pulled upward, away from the scene of the accident. And then I saw him. Jesus was standing before me. His presence was indescribable. His gaze held infinite wisdom, and his voice, though powerful, was full of love. My soul recognized him instantly. Emily, do not be afraid. I fell to my knees, overcome with a sense of absolute peace. Jesus extended his hand to me, and upon touching him, I felt an energy I had never experienced before. It was not just warmth, it was pure life. I have something to show you. In an instant, everything changed. I was no longer in the place of light. I was taken to another space, a realm between time and history. Before me, scenes began to unfold. I saw civilizations rising and falling, empires expanding and disappearing. But then, everything stopped. What came next shook me to my core. Jesus looked at me with seriousness. Emily, you must see what has been hidden from the world. You need to know the truth about my people. The environment around us glowed, and in the blink of an eye, I was in a vast and ancient city. But it was not a city in ruins. It was majestic, illuminated by a golden light. I had never seen anything so pure and imposing. And then, I saw them. Black men and women walked with dignity, dressed in regal clothing. They were kings, priests, leaders. I saw them studying, teaching, building. They were not slaves. They were not weak. They were strong. They possessed advanced knowledge, profound wisdom, science, astronomy, medicine. They were my chosen ones. Jesus' words echoed within me. I was breathless. Why had we never been taught this? Jesus continued, "The world rewrote its history. They made you believe that you were inferior, when in fact, you were everything." Tears filled my eyes. This was not part of the history I learned in school. They had never shown me this truth. Then, the scene changed. I saw chains. I saw whipped bodies, children separated from their parents, families torn apart. I saw people who were once strong being destroyed. This was not just slavery, Emily. It was spiritual warfare. I felt an overwhelming weight. The lies spread, the greatness erased, the identity lost. The enemy feared them, so he rewrote their history. But then, Jesus spoke firmly. The time for awakening has come. The vision changed once more. I saw black men and women now standing, their arms raised to the sky. The chains that had imprisoned them were broken. I saw their unwavering faith burning like fire. The scene continued to unfold. I saw their struggles, their marches for justice, their relentless prayers. Even in the face of oppression, they never gave up on God. You see, Emily, they have always carried my voice. They have always been my warriors. I watched in awe. They transformed pain into strength, persecution into unyielding faith. But then, Jesus looked at me with sadness. And they still try to erase them. Suddenly, the vision expanded. I saw entire systems being built to deceive them. The media portrayed them as criminals. Schools did not teach their true history. Music diverted them from their identity. The enemy no longer imprisoned them with chains. Now, he used the mind. My indignation grew. How could this be happening? Then Jesus said something that made me tremble. The enemy does not fear your suffering. He fears your power. I saw society trying to push them away from the truth, distracting them with comfort and fleeting pleasures. But when they awaken, the world will never be the same. Jesus showed me churches that had failed to support them. I saw pastors ignoring their suffering. But I also saw men and women rising, embracing their calling, leading the greatest revival the world has ever seen. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. My heart raced. I was witnessing a prophecy being fulfilled before my eyes. Suddenly, I felt my body being pulled back. The light around me began to vanish. Emily, share this. Do not be afraid. And then, everything went dark. I opened my eyes with a gasp. The air filled my lungs abruptly, as if I had been forcibly pulled back to this world. My body trembled. Machines beeped around me. Nurses and doctors rushed to check my vital signs, shocked that I had returned. But I knew. I had not simply come back. I had been sent back. In the days that followed, I tried to process everything I had seen. The images still burned in my mind. I saw the truth that the world tried to hide. I saw a chosen people, a powerful people, whose identity was erased so that they would never discover how strong they truly were. But Jesus told me that the awakening was coming. The enemy fought to keep this people blind, using every tool possible: media, culture, educational systems, and even some churches. But nothing can stop what God has already determined. And now, the truth must be told. Jesus showed me something frightening. The enemy would not give up easily. The vision changed again. I saw one final deception being unleashed upon the world. I saw a new system emerging, one that offered comfort, security, and freedom, but at a cost. Faith would be punished. I saw entire communities being manipulated into believing that they no longer needed God, that they should trust only in science, in technology, in government. I saw churches distorting the scriptures, preaching a message that was comfortable, without repentance, without commitment, without truth. It was a carefully planned deception. The enemy would not come with chains this time. He would come with distractions. I saw culture being used to blind the people. Music, entertainment, influencers, all programming a mindset where faith was ridiculed. I saw young people being led to believe that their identity was only in fleeting pleasures, in status, in money. I saw families being divided, communities weakened, the truth being replaced by manipulated narratives. And then Jesus showed me something even more concerning. I saw some churches bowing to this deception. Religious leaders who once were steadfast in their faith now embraced these lies in the name of inclusion and progress. They preached messages without power, without truth, without transformation. And those who refused to accept this new order were marginalized, ridiculed, and persecuted. But then I saw something extraordinary. Amidst this deception, there were those who did not bow. I saw Black men and women rising in faith, resisting the enemy's lies. They rejected the manipulation. They sought God like never before. And something happened. The supernatural began to manifest. I saw miracles everywhere. I saw prayers being answered instantly. I saw a power that the world could not explain. The revival began. It was not led by governments, by politicians, by celebrities. It was led by the very people the world had tried to erase. I saw communities uniting in prayer, strengthening one another. I saw families being restored, homes filling with praise. I saw young people rejecting the lies that the system tried to impose and turning to God with uncontrollable fervor. And then I saw the enemy attempt to launch one last attack. He would try to silence them with fear, with isolation, with distractions. But it would not work, because now they knew the truth. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Jesus' words echoed within me. The world tried to bury this people, but it did not realize that they were seeds. Jesus looked at me intently. "Emily, time is short. Tell them to prepare." "How, Lord? What should they do?" "Tell them to seek me as never before." I saw men and women opening their Bibles, and for the first time, the words leapt from the pages with a new meaning. I saw children being taught the truth before the world could poison their minds. I saw communities strengthening, people praying together, protecting one another. The revival could no longer be stopped. Jesus looked at me, his infinite love enveloping me. "Tell them that I am coming." Then everything began to disappear. I felt my body being pulled back, the light fading, the indescribable sensation of being ripped from that place. And suddenly, I was back. My eyes opened, and the hospital surrounded me again. The sound of machines, the rapid breathing, the tears of my family. But nothing would ever be the same, because I knew the time of awakening has come. If you are hearing this now, it is not by chance. Jesus showed me that the world will try to make you forget who you truly are, but he is calling his people back. Do not accept the lies that tell you that you are less. Do not allow yourself to be trapped by systems that want to steer you away from the truth. The awakening has already begun. You have a choice. Those who seek him will find. Those who listen will understand. Time is short, but those who walk in truth will never be deceived. May God give you eyes to see and ears to hear.